of hope, their courage has spread. Echoes of holding in the frosty gale. In Valhalla's halls, tales will never fail. As in the sky, the wind howls loud. Mountains of ice beneath the shroud. Warriors rise on fields of white. Beneath the pale eternal night. Winter reigns with iron grip. Legends tell from icy lips. Ancient gods in stones we trust. Through the frost we stand robust. Through icy winds and icicles. Battle cries of the brave and bold. The seas of silver and forever rise. Valiant spirits are born in this night. Thunder rumbles in the midnight black. The hammer strikes, we will not turn back. Brothers in out of fate intertwined. Onward we march with victory in mind. Fires burn as we flash in the sight. Blades against shields, our enemies raise. And under our legends grow. With every step our honor we show. Winter reigns with iron grip. Legends tell from icy lips. Ancient gods in stones we trust. Through the frost we stand robust. The northern light stands, guiding the way. In the heart of winter where warriors sway. In fast grass we hold the line. Beneath the stars our spirits shine. Winter reigns with iron grip. Legends tell from icy lips. Ancient gods in stones we trust. Through the frost we stand robust. On what two fields of endless snow. The sun edge in the winds that blow. A heartbeat like the raven's call. In the frozen halls where legends fall. Hear the echo, all ancient roar. Yes, the wolves alone forevermore. Under the moon, our spirits are free. In the ice, our legacy will die.
Of the Misfit Wrestling Podcast is brought to you by Steamheart Chronicles, the new album by the all-female Japanese steampunk metal band Iron Roses. Featuring epic tracks such as Iron Will of the Heart, Warriors of Destiny. Journey of the Brave. And much, much more. Pre-order Steamheart Chronicles by Iron Roses, available on December 27th on Bandcamp.
What is going on, Misfit Nation? Welcome to the final stream of 2024 and the final Raw of 2024. Not only that, for over 31 years, Monday Night Raw has been on network television, from USA Network to TNN, to then renamed to Spike TV, back to the USA Network, occasionally on the Sci-Fi Network for when they're, because of the whatever is going on, the dog shows or whatever. For the first time in over 31 years, next week, history is being made. Monday Night Raw will not be airing on a broadcast television network. It, however, will be broadcast live on Netflix. Welcome to the stream. We're going to go over this incredible episode of Monday Night Raw, I thought. We had three really good matches. One amazing banger of a match between Io Sky and Lyra Valkyria in the finals, the semifinals of the Intercontinental Intercontinental Classic, the Intercontinental Women's Championship Tournament. What's going on, Blood Money? Welcome to the final stream for the podcast. Not ever, but of 2024. I was thinking about this earlier, and I just may, no promises, I may do a live watch along on the 6th of January. But I will not be live tomorrow night for NXT because I will be doing New Year's Eve stuff on tomorrow. So I will not be here to talk about NXT. I will have to catch it on the replay on there. We'll get to the Lyra Valkyria stuff here in just a little bit here. But if you guys don't know, yesterday, or I think it was this morning, sometime last night, I did my Stardom Dream Kingdom 2024 review. That's up on the channel now. Also, the Misfit Wrestling Podcast Year End Awards is up there as well. Man, 2025 Year End Awards Match of the Year lists are already getting piled up now because, I have that rule that anything after the end date of the Year End Awards poll ended, those matches would be on that list. And they've already got here with Ospreay and Okada, Saya and not Saya, Natsupoi and Starlight Kid. I might throw in Natsuko Toro and Micah, and then tonight with Lyra Valkyria, and Io Sky. Io Sky's chances of winning the Royal Rumble went up even further. We'll talk about my reporting that I've been doing with that match. Well, not that match, but what's being currently planned for WrestleMania. There's a couple matches still in the works here, obviously. We'll talk about them. And we also had did my camera freeze a second ago? I do apologize if that happened. But got another tease of Pentagon Jr. And if you if you weren't aware, if you aren't aware, you might as well be aware now. I mean, it's clear as day who is coming in next week, which is Penta, and possibly Becky Lynch showing up. So we'll see that in here. But first of all, let's do some plugs in. As you guys know, at the beginning of the show, we played an ad for the album that's out now, Iron Roses' Steamheart Chronicles. Fantastic album. She is planning on releasing sort of like a compilation of songs that didn't make Chronicles of Chaos or Steamheart Chronicles. I don't know what she's going to call that album, but or EP, not EP, but compilation. But she said it's going to be fantastic. So what I want you to do, hit that like button, comment down below after this stream is off the air, or if you want to go in the chat and get in the chat box there, over here. It's right here in my vantage point, but it's technically would be right here. Also, follow me on social media, Pile Driver Pulse on Twitter, Misfit Wrestling Pod on Instagram. I think I opened up a Blue Sky account. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember if I did or not. If I did, just look up Misfit Wrestling Podcast on there. Because I think I did. I'm not entirely sure on that one. So did go look it up. Oh man. So let's talk about this fantastic episode of Raw. They were live from Houston, Texas tonight. Shout out to Houston, by the way. They brought it all night. They were on fire. It's been a while since I believe they went to a show. So that's probably one of the reasons. Let me see if I can look up WrestleTix's deal here, because they usually have, let me see WrestleTix here. So WrestleTix usually have some good stats here. I'll get into next week's. Holy crap! It's almost a sellout for next week. But let me look for tonight's show. So tonight's show did a total of 14,506 tickets. It was basically a sellout, man. And I love that. Texas, Houston, you guys brought it tonight. You should be proud of yourselves. So that's pretty cool stuff there. Next week's Raw, by the way, I had to mention it here because it was up on WrestleTix's thing. By the way, stuff that I heard last night about last night's Raw house show match between CM Punk and Gunther. I heard nothing but great things about that. Can't wait to see Gunther versus CM Punk in 2025. But right now, here's what the current setup on WrestleTix says for next week's Raw in Inglewood, for oh yeah, no, is it next week? No, it's not next week. It's the week after. What the fuck am I looking at here? Oh no, it is. Oh, it is the debut episode. I was looking at something else completely. So right now the current setup is 14,856. Currently tickets sold 13,849 with 1,007 tickets left. 7 days to the show. Currently scheduled to main event that show is CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. It looks like it's going to be a damn sellout again, man. I don't know if you guys know. I'm not sure if you guys are aware. But I'm just saying, I don't know if you guys are fully. I don't know if you guys are fully aware of this, but WWE is on fire right now. That's what Triple H said. I'm just saying. I'm just repeating what he said. Man, oh man. So let's get into this Monday Night Raw here. Some good stuff here. Let me see if I can find it out. Let me look for it here. So the show started off. We had Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett. By the way, next week, Pat McAfee will be returning to the commentary booth. He will be joined by Michael Cole. That's going to be the commentary team for the foreseeable future, maybe for Monday Night Raw on Netflix. And Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett are going to move over to SmackDown with Corey Graves, I believe, is the idea, I believe. So they address people at home about. They did announce that the first 30 minutes of Raw was going to be commercial free, and I, for some reason, thought it's 90 minutes, but apparently that was in regards to next week's Raw. That the first 90 minutes of the Netflix debut is going to be commercial free. This show was going to all throughout the night was for limited commercials, and there wasn't very many commercials on tonight's show, and that helped out a lot of matches, including the opening match between Otis and Chad Gable, the two semifinal IC title matches with Lyra and Io and Dakota and Zoey. So that worked out wonders. I'm glad they did that. I kind of expect something similar to what we had tonight on Netflix. I know we're gonna get ads, commercials, and stuff like that, but I don't think it's gonna be like you know, like we see on television, where they go to the outside, and then we see an ad for I don't know, Joker 2 or something, right? You'll get like Netflix ads for Netflix shows, and maybe like Squid Games, and and Alice in Borderlands and stuff like that, and next week's Raw, and things like that nature. And if you're in outside the United States, you will probably get ads for other WWE stuff, like Raw, not only Raw but SmackDown. I think NXT as well. Everything else you guys are getting over there. I've got to figure out what they're gonna do with the old Raw episodes, because I think after tomorrow they're off of Peacock. I'm not entirely sure though. Would have to look up my Peacock account. But yeah. So that's what it was there. Commercial free for the first 30 minutes, and then limited commercials throughout the night, which I loved that here. But the New Day come out to the tune of Tommaso Ciampa's old NXT theme, of course, Booze. Kofi, he immediately calls for their music to be cut off. I'm assuming apparently he's got new music. Apparently, he tries to continue to speak, but the fans are like, "Nah, bro, we're not gonna let you speak. No, you don't deserve it." Basically, boo, all that stuff. Kofi and Woods tried to telling fans that they have a limited amount of time to speak, which is quite funny if you think about it. That limited amount of time is the fans booing them. Jey Uso comes out to to pump up the crowd. Would ask the fans if they look Jay at if they like a Jay or whatever, or if they like Jay, the fans cheer. I had it for some reason. I had listeners look. Xavier tells Jay that they go way back and looks to continue speaking, but the crowd again was like, "Nope, not having it." Jay says Woods is right. He goes way back with him and Kingston. Says that he. Let me try it again. Then says he's the only one. He only has one thing to tell them: New Day sucks. Kofi and Woods then step out of the ring as Jay leads a New Day sucks chant. Jay then calls Drew McIntyre out to the ring due to their recent animosity. Of course, we know Drew McIntyre attacked Jey Uso back a few weeks ago. When I think it was the day after Survivor, the Monday after Survivor Series. I could be wrong on that one. We see Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and Tama Tonga on the Titantron. Solo tells Jay that he did what he did what he had to in order to get Roman's attention. Says that he and Jimmy made a mistake siding with Roman rather than him. Expresses his confidence in his winning the tribal combat match against Roman next week on Raw. Before McIntyre runs to the ring through the crowd, clocks Jay from behind, continues beating down Jay, sets up for a Claymore kick. Jay intercepts with a super kick. McIntyre levels Jay with a Galactico kiss. Sets up for the Claymore kick, but officials run down to the ring to check on Jay, preventing him from hitting the Claymore kick. He retreats up the ramp, but runs back into the ring to take a few more shots on Jay, and that's how that segment ended. And then later on, we found out Jey Uso was like, "I want Drew one-on-one." So Adam Pearce made the match official next week on Netflix's debut. It's going to be Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. So I believe. So here's the thing. I think we're going to get to the point now because I think he's going to run through everybody who was associated with Drew McIntyre. Not Drew McIntyre, with Roman Reigns. Don't necessarily see them running back the CM Punk match because that is done. So I don't see the need to do that. But I do see them when Jimmy comes back. They're going to do that match on maybe like a SmackDown or something. And I could see Roman and Drew being a match for like a Saturday night's main event or a Royal Rumble. And let's say they do Roman and Drew at the Royal Rumble. That would possibly take those two out of the Royal Rumble in the Rumble match. So we'll see. But that's the two likely places where that match is going to take place. And I'll give my predictions on the Raw Netflix debut when we get to the end of the stream there. So we got Otis. We got the first match of the night. Chad Gable defeating Otis in a really, really good match. Bell rings here. Gable clocks Otis from behind. Follows it up with a few chops, but Otis levels Gable with a shoulder tackle. Follows it up with a gorilla press. Gable fires off some right hands on Otis. Otis whips Gable into the corner. Face first. Sends him crashing into the opposite one on the other side. Otis charges at Gable. Gable then sends Otis crashing into the ring post shoulder first, which is a thing we see in pretty much any wrestling match here. Follows it up with a dragon screw. Gable sends Otis crashing into the mat, then connects with a drop kick. Otis looks to respond with a standing splash. Gable moves out of the way. into the top rope. Looks to land on diving headbutt. Otis moves out of the way to avoid it. Levels Gable with a shoulder. Then delivers the caterpillar. Goes for the pin. American made put Gable's foot on the bottom rope to break up the fall. Akira Tozawa confronts Julius and Brutus Creed. The Creed brothers on the outside. Otis sends the Creeds crashing into the Timekeepers area as Maxine Dupree attacks Ivy Nile out there as well. Otis then slides back into the ring. Gable is waiting for him with an ankle lock onto Otis. Creeds look to interfere, but Otis drags them both into the ring. Since Gable crashing into Gable with a suplex, follows it up with a body slam to Gable and clinches in an ankle lock on him. Gable escapes. Then Otis crashes into the middle rope, and Gable hits Otis with a German suplex. Beautiful. Basically the chaos theory on Otis. Ascends to the top rope, looks to fly, but Otis levels him. Ivy Nile then grabs Otis's ankle from the outside, opening the door for Gable to clinch in the ankle lock for the win, and Otis taps out as Gable gets a much needed win over Otis. This match was might have been Otis' best match ever in WWE, maybe. That's not true. Nope, I know because they had some really good matches with Rated RKO. That one match with Otis and Gable. What was Otis and Gable? I think it was Otis and Gable. But I think this might have been Otis' best singles match that I can remember. But Gable, I'm glad to get a much needed win here. Even though this is kind of a little too late for this match to happen here, should have done it when Otis was hot. But I understand why they didn't, because they get the whole thing with the White Six. So that's why whatever. So we got our next match set up here. R-Truth makes his way. It was supposed to be R-Truth versus Pete Dunne. R-Truth, he makes his way down the ring. Pete Dunne blindsides Truth on the ramp because they were supposed to have a scheduled match here. And starts attacking with the right hands. Officials separate the two men and sends Dunne to the back here. So we don't get this match, thank God. Nothing against R-Truth, but I have no desire to see R-Truth potentially beating Pete Dunne here. So we got our first of two semifinal matches here. We got Dakota Kai versus Zoey Stark in a semifinals match here. This match was probably Zoey Stark's best match she's probably ever had. This is Dakota Kai's best main roster match that he had. So, match wasn't very long, but it was still very good. Bell rings. Dakota Kai delivers a pump kick to Stark, levels her. Then she pulls her out of the ring to deliver another pump kick to the side of the head as Stark is draped across the ring apron. Stark gets Kai up on her shoulders, but Kai escapes. Rocks her with an enziguri. This is when we do the picture-to-picture thing. We come back here. Dakota Kai gets leveled by Zoey Stark with clothesline. Dakota Kai rocks Stark with a forearm and fires off several more forearms onto Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai. Excuse me. Rocks off several forearms onto Starks. Then trips her and delivers a pair of boots to her head in the corner. Kai rolls up Stark, but Stark kicks out. Stark then gets Kai up on her shoulders, connects with a rolling Death Valley driver, follows up with a kick, and then goes for the pin. Dakota Kai kicks out. Stark flies off the top rope, but Kai intercepts with a super kick and gets her up on her shoulders. Sends sends to the sends crashed into the mat, then hit with a Pele kick on Zoey Stark, and Dakota Kai gets the win. I thought this was a very good match for what it was. Again, like I said, Dakota Kai's best main roster match, singles match of this, and her best match in quite some time here. Also, I think this might have been my favorite Zoey Stark match as well. So, I did love the fact that she brought back the chiropractor for this match. She don't use it often, but when she does, it looks beautiful, and I love that here. So Dakota Kai advances to the finals in 2 weeks. By the way, that match is going to be in 2 weeks. Dakota Kai here. So earlier in the night, we had Judgment Street Trash Day do some stuff here. So I don't know, they were going on about something here, and Finn Balor gets this cocky attitude towards Raquel, saying, "You know what? I want you to tell Liv from the bottom of my heart, good luck in her match next week." Because we did see a vignette promoting next week's match between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, and Rhea's like, "This has got to end. It better." That's all I gotta say. I don't want to see this storyline continue past January 7th. Okay. I want Raw going off the air tomorrow, knowing for sure this storyline with Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley is done. So we had the Judgment Day, who came up with terrible music. By the way, they've they deleted Alter Bridge. Alter Bridge has been altered. And now we got Def Rebel ruining another theme song, though this kind of fits their street trash now. They lost to the War Raiders and Damian Priest. For some reason, I thought Damian Priest has a new theme. He didn't. This match was all right. What it was here, so this is towards the end of here. Priest and Dominic tag in here. Priest drags Dominic into the ring. Sends him crashing into the mat here. There's a beautiful spot at the end here where so Dominic was going to try to hit some type of move here while coming off the ropes and get hit with the South of Heaven for the win. And the tag team champions, the Raw Raiders and Judgment Day, get the win here. After the match, Judgment Day takes extra few shots on Priest before the War Raiders come to his aid. And Balor's like, "Oh, it's not over. It's not over yet." I'm like, "Oh, God damn it." You know? So there's that. We almost had a promo segment here from Ludwig Kaiser. Kaiser demands that they give their gratitude for him. Says that he knows everyone knows he belongs at the top of the food chain. Calls out Braun Breaker to the ring, but Sheamus when music hits, they start brawling, and I'm assuming we're gonna have an eventual match between Ludwig Kaiser and Sheamus down the road. We also had a backstage segment where the Alpha Academy was talking to the LWO. Then the New Day interrupted and tried to do all this stuff here. This actually happened. So this segment kind of coincides with something that happened a few minutes ago, a few minutes prior to this, which I'll talk about in a second here. I said, basically, it's like, why don't you two grow a set and face me and a partner of my choosing, basically, in the ring. They didn't announce this for next week, but I feel like this is going to happen next week anyways. At least I don't think a match is going to happen next week, but I think we'll have that set up next week with who, again, we see another, I hope we don't have any bots in this thing here, but what was I? Where was I there? I don't remember what the hell I was saying now. What was I talking about? Oh, so we've seen the zero dash thing. This time it made it very fucking clear who it is. We get the debut of Penta. They did the star, the ninja star, I think it was, and then the eyes and the mouth part. It's Pentagon. What whether or not he comes in as Pentagon or Dark or Pentagon Dark or Penta Escuro, whatever, I'm excited to see what he does. Obviously, they're going to be doing the New Day versus Rey Mysterio and possibly Penta. My hope is after they do this match, Penta turns on Rey Mysterio when we get a Penta Rey Mysterio program. Because my God, give me Rey Mysterio versus Penta, 20 minutes, maybe not 20, maybe 15 on like like at the Elimination Chamber or something. Come on now. I don't know what Penta's going to do at WrestleMania. Now he's going to be factored into WrestleMania plans because I'm still trying to figure that out. Somebody a suggestion. I don't remember who it was, but if he's back in time, somebody said Penta versus AJ Styles. So let's get this bot out of here. We are going to and we are actually going to there we go. All right. So yeah, there's that. So the Pentagon Jr. stuff. So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen there. What he does at WrestleMania, I don't know. We'll see on that one here. Then we have the match of the night. The final semifinals match for the Intercontinental Women's Championship tournament here. Lyra Valkyria taking on Io Sky. I'm telling you right now, guys, Io was never winning in this match. She wasn't supposed to be in this match. And it was supposed to be Kyrie. I don't know what's up with Kyrie, though. I hope she's not seriously injured. But this match was fantastic here. I kind of figured it would be because the last match they had, which was in the finals of not the finals, it was the semifinals. It was the corner of the semifinals, the Queen of the Ring tournament. They have great chemistry with each other. So the bell rings, they lock up, they go back and forth here. By the way, I want to give a shout out to the Houston crowd when Io's music hit. My God, that crowd went absolutely nuts, and I loved it. And I'll explain why that matters at the end of this. So like I said, they go back and forth before Lyra rolls up Io. Io kicks out as we see Dakota Kai, who's watching in a skybox area somewhere. Lyra locks in a full body submission on Io. Sends both of Io's knees crashing into the mat. Follows it up with a drop kick in through the middle rope. Lyra then dumps Io back inside the ring. Io catches her with a big boot. She lands a dragon screw, beautiful dragon screw on Lyra on the middle rope, or off the middle rope. Then continues to wear down on her knees. We go back. We go to commercial. Comes back. Io's connecting with her patented missile drop kick on Io. Or no, she didn't drop kick herself. It was on Lyra. Lyra sends Io crashing into the mat with a suplex, but Io responds with a German suplex of her own. Goes for a pin. Lyra kicks out. The two teeter on the top rope before Io connects with a Canadian Destroyer on Lyra. Goes for a pin. Kicks out. So she must have been watching her protege from Stardom, Miss Azumi, doing the damn top rope damn Canadian Destroyer that she did on Momo Watanabe during the 5-star. So that's what I have to say there. Io then delivers a moonsault on the outside to Lyra, dumps her back in the ring, hits the Meteora on Lyra, sets up for the over the moonsault. Lyra avoids it, and Sky rolls her up, gets a 2 count, but Lyra counters into a pinfall and wins the match. And we have the final set now. Lyra Valkyria versus Dakota Kai next week, or not next week, though, 2 weeks from now on, I think in San Jose, California. That should be a very, very good match. I'm predicting Lyra Valkyria to come out the victor in that match. As Blood Money points out here, Lyra wins the IC title match. No, it's actually not next week. It's the week after. And I think Lyra's gonna wrestle Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. The more I thought about it, I know I originally thought it was gonna be like Becky and Liv. I think Liv is gonna be busy with a certain family group after they're done with the Final Testament. So I think Lyra versus Becky at WrestleMania makes a lot more sense now. It makes pretty much good sense there. What's next for EO? EO should be on a collision course. Because my report earlier this week actually, or was it last week? I think it was last week, wasn't it? Yeah, it was last Friday, where I have reported that Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley is currently planned for WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. That is still the plan based on how everything is setting up here. Rhea is going to be winning her championship back next week, and hopefully that means Io is going to either win the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber. Bayley's. Bayley's going to be. I think Bayley's going to remain on SmackDown though next week, regardless of where they're at. So I don't think them being in San Jose is going to have any bearing. I don't think Bayley's going to be on that show. So unless Bayley's being traded and moving over from SmackDown to Raw, I don't think that has anything to do with it. But I think now Io's getting ready to either win the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber. But the plan right now, and Ibu kind of confirmed it, basically on the Raw post show, with saying it may or may not be scheduled for WrestleMania, which it currently scheduled for WrestleMania. Io and Rhea Ripley, and I'm hoping if it was up to me, Io wins the Royal Rumble. And if Io wins the Royal Rumble, she has the more likelihood of her winning the match at WrestleMania goes up, because usually it's not always the case for the Elimination Chamber winner. So there is that. So guys, do not. And by the way, the stupid people on the internet going on about the whole Natalia bullshit. I'm like, so you mean to tell me after the Insta Classic match that we just had closed by the way, this was the final match on network television for Monday Night Raw, by the way. Just want to put that out there. You are telling me you would rather take Natalia versus Lyra Valkyria over Io Sky versus Lyra Valkyria. Is that what I'm understanding? If that's what you're thinking, you're a fucking idiot. Speaking of this match, little fun fact here: the very first match on Monday Night Raw history, the first women's match in Monday Night Raw history, believe it or not, it might have been for the WWF Women's Championship back in 1993. One of those two, which was Alundra Blaze versus Bull Nakano. 31 years later, the final women's match on Monday Night Raws on USA Network features another Joshi, Io Sky, and Lyra Valkyria, which is pretty cool, and I would say that's pretty cool. Very, very cool indeed on that situation and all that stuff. So yeah, that is awesome. Now, let's go into the main event segment here, which was promoted for actually all week long, which was CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Rollins comes out, welcomes fans to Monday Night Rollins, introduces himself, then addresses his match against CM Punk next week. As Punk turned his back on fans and took his ball and went home. Punk comes out to interrupt him here. He says Punk clarifies to Rollins that he left WWE because he was sick and tired, and Rollins is only upset because he abandoned him rather than the fans. He said, if Rollins wants to talk about the last 10 years, then they could talk about all the injuries Rollins has sustained within that time. He says he came back to WWE in order to make money, but Rollins then reminds him Punk put of everything Punk put everything he publicly said after he left WWE, that being Punk, about it being on the podcast with his former friend Colt Cabana. He even says that you even took the payday going to the other promotion, which was AEW, and how that worked out for you. Talking about his no, Christopher, no, EOS guys, no, Dakota Kai, that's not going to happen. EOS guys got bigger plans set up for us for 2025 next year. It has nothing. It's not going to involve Dakota Kai. So no, there actually is no reason for Dakota Kai to attack Kairi Sane. Why would she? Because Kairi Sane's not really used very much. So why would she need to do that? Anyways, where was I on that one here? So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so the whole AEW thing there. Which, by the way, if you notice, they don't really bring it up that much anymore, like at all. And people are like, "Oh well, they all talking about AEW." I'm like, AEW does it constantly. WWE rarely does it, and and when AEW does it, it's like it's fantastic. But when WWE does it, rarely on occasion, people lose their fucking shit about it. It don't make any sense to me. Anyways, Rollins says Punk can't pick and choose sides as he pleases and come back to WWE when they're on the winning side of things. Punk says the guy who was in charge of WWE rather hated Rollins. He said Punk says basically said I loved where I worked. I just hated the person in charge, and he loved you. He's not talking about Triple H. He's talking about Vince McMahon, which is the second time. It's the second time CM Punk has basically took a big shit on Vince McMahon on live television, which is fantastic. He did it earlier this year when he almost broke McIntyre about when McIntyre was talking about he's the chosen one, and he's like. Chosen one? Who chose you? What in virtue of God chose you? Who? I thought was pretty funny. And then he did here tonight, which I thought was, again, pretty funny here. Then says he's trying to play the victim, Punk says this, in a situation that he created when he stabbed Roman Reigns in the back after he left. He warns Rollins that he'll bring the beating to him next week, but Rollins calls Punk a cancer to the locker room and the professional wrestling business. He says the only way to beat a cancer is to cut it out, and warns Punk that he'll burn him to the ground, and the two stare off. That's how this show ends, with a fire segment. I cannot wait for next week. My God. If this is going to be the last Monday Night Raw ever to be broadcast on television, what a way to fucking go out, right? Like, this was great. Everything about this was great. Makes me look forward to next week. A lot of things happening next week. One thing that was announced on Raw Talk that happened after this was we're going to have some type of segment or something with Wyatt Six and the Final Testament. Don't know what that's about. We'll see. But here's what's on the cards for Monday Night Raw next week. We have Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. I envision Drew McIntyre to get the win there. Just said because I don't think it's going to be the last time we see Drew McIntyre on the show. We also have the official debut of Penta, which I think they're just going to straight up do the New Day versus Rey Mysterio mystery partner with that. It ends up being Actually, no, I don't think they're going to do the matches. I think they're going to have a segment with Rey Mysterio and the New Day. New Day is going to probably, I guess, beat down on Rey Mysterio, and then out. That's when out comes Penta to make the save, and then they're gonna. I guess they'll set up for San Jose's the following week to do Penta versus Rey Mysterio. Not Rey Mysterio. Penta versus Rey Mysterio with the New Day. So there's that. Last woman standing match for the Women's World Championship, Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. This is where Rhea Ripley absolutely should be winning the championship back. I'm tired of this Liv Morgan program. Liv Morgan's not doing it as world champion. I tried this. Listen. I give her the benefit of the doubt here. She tried. She really did. Was not working. This is not the first time that they tried to do something when there's the champion and it didn't work. Yeah, I tried to tell people. People didn't listen to me. I said you guys. I'm like, are you sure you want this program? Because it's not going to be good at all. No indication that said that this program was going to be great, and I was proven right again. Which is why them going with Rhea and Becky at WrestleMania this year was the absolute right decision. Liv Morgan, who's had this championship, has had only 4 title defenses and not that many matches on Raw since winning it. She's actually, how many pay-per-view pal matches she's had? 2? Yeah, she's had 2 pay-per-view title defenses since winning it. SummerSlam and Bad Blood. That was it. She didn't fit it at Crown Jewel because that was the stupid Crown Jewel shit. She was in the War Games match, so that didn't count. She had I don't count the match at Saturday Night's Main Event as a pay-per-view match. It was just TV stuff here. So I don't know how they're gonna get this done here. I can envision Becky coming out at the somehow eliminate oh my god, Raquel, and then they do that there, and then Liv can then focus her attention to Becky afterwards, because I think they're gonna do the Becky Liv match at maybe at like a Saturday Night's Main Event or a Royal Rumble or something like that. Because Liv is not going to be wrestling Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. She's not going to be in the title picture at WrestleMania. She is going to be doing, so whatever they're doing with the White Six is what she's going to be doing with White Six. So, because like I said, the current plan right now is Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley on that side of things. And I think they're going to do Becky versus Lyra, the IC title. So there is that. So I'm gonna go with Rhea Ripley to finally end this fucking storyline with Liv Morgan. Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa, Tribal Combat. I'm picking Solo Sikoa to get the win here because I think Drew McIntyre is gonna fuck over Roman here to set up a match at either Saturday Night's Main Event or the Royal Rumble between Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns. Main event. This should be the main event. CM Punk versus Seth Rollins is not going to be a trilogy. I want to tell you guys this right now because right now the current plan for WrestleMania is CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. So what is this? Oh, I don't know what that's about here. Oh yeah, I guess Patreon's having some issues there. It's something. Anyways, this should be the main event. Hopefully it is. They're advertising it as the main event, so it better be the main event. This is not going to be a trilogy here. I don't know why my webcam froze again. It's happened twice here. But Seth Rollins. Okay, so somebody pointed out this is going to be CM Punk's first match on Raw in over 11 years. I don't remember who he wrestled. I think it was Billy Gunn. No, I think it was Billy Gunn, which is wild to think about. I think CM Punk is going to get the win here, and he's going to focus uh, his tasks on the Royal Rumble and possibly winning the Royal Rumble and getting either a championship match or whatever he's doing. Whether or not, I don't think he's getting a championship match. He's just going to get that match with Roman at WrestleMania. Also, John Cena's going to be back next week. Start his farewell tour. Which I'm telling you guys right now, this is one of the 2025 predictions they have. John Cena is not winning number 17 next year. I'm sorry. I don't want to see Cena beat Gunther, and I do not want to see Cena beating Cody Rhodes. Because right now the current plan is Cena versus Cody Rhodes, and Cena. If I know knowing Cena, he's going to want to put over Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, so to pass the torch to him. So I do not envision a 2025 where John Cena is world champion. So there's that. So yeah, those are basically my little predictions for Raw on Netflix. We got SmackDown, the first SmackDown of 2025 is also going to be the first 3 hours. No, that's not technically the first 3 hours SmackDown, but it might be actually. I think, is it the first 3 hours SmackDown next week? This coming Friday, ever? I don't think it is. Could be wrong on that. It might have had special 3 hour episodes. I don't know, but I don't know if the commentary team is going to change this week or not. Because all I know, Pat McAfee is going to be coming back here next week with oh my god, not Pat McAfee. What the fuck is his name? Michael Cole. I don't know if they're gonna do the Joe Tessitore move this week. They might wait until next week. So I am envisioning some type of production change for next week. I'm hoping to see a new. I'm not holding out hope on the set. I know people want to see a custom set come back. They're not doing that, but I do hope we see the return, the blue and black, blue and red ropes. I want to see red ropes on Raw. I want to see blue ropes on SmackDown. Keep the white ropes on NXT. They fit there. If you want to change the silver, fit the theme there. That's fine by me. I do miss the yellow ropes on NXT though. I will admit that. Also tomorrow night is the final NXT before New Year's Eve. I again will not be here tomorrow to cover NXT. I'm going to be out with my family for New Year's Eve, and I'm also going to be out on New Year's Day with my family. So I will be able to watch it. I will. I don't have the CW app unfortunately on my phone, but I can watch. I got Max on my phone, so I can watch the AEW stream depending on how long I'm gone on my Max app there, since it could be simulcasting first AEW show on Max and all that stuff there. So yeah. Other than that, I thought Raw tonight was good. I'll give it a good solid 8. Great wrestling with those 3 matches with Otis and Chad Gable, and the 2 semifinals matches. Match tonight obviously will go to Io and Lyra. That closing segment with Roman. No, not Roman. What the fuck is it? CM Punk and Seth Rollins was Chef's kiss and all that stuff there. But let me know what you guys thought about Monday Night Raw tonight. If you enjoyed it, let me know. I may or may not do a watch along for Raw next week. That is undecided. I will let you guys know. That is something I am thinking about doing. But I am making no promises though. But yeah, I will see you guys back here next. Actually, I'll see you back here hopefully Friday for SmackDown. If not, I will somehow try to sit in a pile driver pulse, and stuff like that. Also, this weekend, Wrestle Kingdom 19, and Wrestle Dynasty is on this weekend. Also, Friday, I got to figure out how I'm going to do Friday. Friday's going to be an interesting weekday because that morning is Martin Gold's first Dream show. I'm going to figure out how I'm going to do that show. I might have Marty Gold and SmackDown as a double review. I don't know. We'll see there. But yeah. Until then, I've been Matt the Misfit. This has been the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. Remember to buy the Iron Roses album, Steamheart Chronicles. It is available now on Bandcamp. It's no longer pre-order. You get that bonus track. Break the Chains is up there. Some good stuff on there. If you like steampunk metal, if you like J metal, if you like metal or the steampunk aesthetics, if you are familiar with the band Fake Gear, you're gonna love Iron Roses. So give them a listen on Bandcamp, and I will see you guys back here hopefully Friday night for probably a double review of Marty Gold and SmackDown. Till then, we're out.